Hi guys, welcome to Daddy and a Don. On today's show we're going to be picking our Premier League dream team for the season. So have a look, see how we got on, let us know if you agree.
Team of the year time, big decisions, got your picks in?
Yes, got my picks in. Thank you for having me. Let's get cracking.
Right. Surprisingly, we picked quite a lot of the same players, so we'll run through the team, go through the differences, and then we'll give our combined team of the year. So first of all, I wasn't expecting this, but we've both picked the same goalkeeper. So Martinez, Aston Villa. I've picked him purely on a stats thing. He's got a lot of saves. He's got nearly as many clean sheets as the big boys. Obviously, you know him a bit more because he's an ex-Arsenal boy. What was your logic behind it?
Yeah, very similar. He's had the most clean sheets apart from the Edison, who plays for the best team in the league. He's saved a few penalties. He's been playing well consistently. He's a leader. He's just a good value for money. It's not the obvious pick, but he's a good goalie and he's Argentina national player now. So, yeah, for me, it was quite easy. It wasn't even a fault of anyone else, to be fair.
Yeah, right. So he's in. That's the first one out of the way. So centre-backs, obviously, when you're looking at centre-backs, all the main ones were sort of injured or in different form. So, obviously, first one we've looked at, Ruben Diaz, had an outstanding year. Quite good at coming out with the ball, quite composed, sort of runs that back line. And like we said, just had a fantastic year, same as like most of the City boys. What was your thoughts on him this year?
I think it's been a bad season. The whole season. I think not even in the defender, just the best player in the league. I think he should have been PFL better. He's a year. He's the best defender in the world. Fantastic. He's made them better at the back. He's made Stones a better player and Laporte as well. So yeah, he's a top player. And there's no doubt. In my view, he's the number one pick in the team.
Yeah. So obviously joining him at centre back, I'm not his greatest fan, but I've gone for John Stones, same as you have. Obviously, my opinion of John Stones is there's always a mistake in him. He's a bit reckless, tries to run it out too much, puts himself into trouble, plays the team into trouble. But then this year he's had less mistakes, been a bit more composed, maybe playing alongside Diaz has helped, and obviously Laporte being there when he's been fit. But yeah, I have to take my hats off to Johnny Stones. He's had a bit of a year this year. What did you think of him?
Everything you said there is correct. I've always been a bit shaky on him, but I can't deny how good he's played this year, especially with Diaz. He's been fantastic. He's a new player, and he fully deserves to be in both our teams.
Yeah. So right, this is where it starts to get a bit sticky. So I've put João Cancelo as my left back. You've put him as your right back. So obviously we'll just discuss him getting in the team first. Obviously he's had a great year. He can play in a lot of positions. And he also takes up, I think, when City had their bad patch and then they started turning it around, he was playing in a position where he wasn't a left back, he wasn't a left midfielder, he wasn't a holding midfielder. He was just picking up space where others couldn't sort of get to him. And he was making it very hard and giving City an extra man in some positions. So he's sort of like an all-round utility guy. How did you find he had for his year?
I think he finally found his calling. He's had this potential around for a few years, and he didn't get straight into the team last season, but he's made. To be fair, he got a bit like with Cole Walker getting injured, and now Pep needs playing most weeks, every week, in important games. He's played well. He's a utility man. He's got a lot of pace. He's hard to take on. He's probably been the best fullback in the league overall this year. So yeah, fully deserves on our side. You put him left back. Obviously, he's more of a right back, but you know, as long as he's been in both our teams, it's the right call.
Okay, so now like the first difference of opinion. So you've gone for Luke Shaw at left back. So obviously, I'm not saying Luke Shaw hasn't had a great year. Obviously, he's one of the ones that were up there. Obviously, if you look at the story behind him, obviously got bad injury, in different form, struggled with Mourinho a little bit, and out of the England team. So it's a great turnaround. But what was you making of his actual performances this year?
So Luke Shaw, I think he's done well this season. I think he's had a great, solid season. There's a lot of good left backs in the league. He's not the best left back in the league, but to me, he's been the best out of the best left backs in the league. So he's showed he's got a bit of strength defensively, attackingly. So yeah, to me, yeah, he's done really well. I'm not going to be like a typical Man United fan and get all excited and think he's the best left back in the world because they generally think their players are the best at everything. Unfortunately, that's not the case. He's had a great season. He deserves to be in the team. But I understand why some people wouldn't put him in the team, because they're not deluded like Man United fans.
Right. So obviously the difference is I've put a right back in instead of João Cancelo. I've put Trent Alexander-Arnold in. And I know a lot of people are saying like he didn't get in the England team, he's not been as good lately, but I think a lot of people are benchmarking him on the season he had last year, which is probably never going to recreate.
2 seasons before that, he's been fantastic. 2 seasons before that. I know you want to say what you want to say, but I'll quickly just say Alexander-Arnold is a fantastic footballer. He probably is on talent the best right back in the league. Gav Southgate's a moron, but I don't think he's been as good this year. I'm not saying he's not good, and I'm not saying he's been bad. I just think Shaw and Cancelo have been better, and that's why they play. But you carry on.
When I've looked on stats, Alexander-Arnold and Luke Shaw have been almost identical. Clean sheets, there's like 1 or 2 difference. Assists, goals, very similar. Trent Alexander-Arnold's had about 150 more crosses than Luke Shaw. So I'm looking at it more as sort of like an attacking point of view, like what might let in a few more goals, but he's bringing you a bit more of an attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. I think that's a fair point. Alexander-Arnold, again, is a world-class right back. It's a bit like Andy Robertson. Him and Andy Robertson probably the best 2 fullbacks in the league. But I understand why, but I think not this season.
So midfield, I think the first easy one, we both went Kevin De Bruyne. So not too much we need to say about this guy. He's probably the best player on his day in the Premiership at the moment, if not Europe. Comes up with lots of key goals. Yeah, big game player. Doesn't get flustered under pressure. Sort of got a penalty in the 90th minute. That's the guy that's going to pull it away.
Yeah, I don't need to say what everyone else has already said about Kevin De Bruyne. He is a world-class player. He is just that good, and he will carry on to be one of the best players in the world for the next 3 or 4 years, even going into age 33. There's no doubt he probably hasn't played as well as previous seasons. I'm not saying he's not played well, but even him at good form is like world-class form compared to some. It's just, he's just been amazing. He fully deserves to be in that team. No doubt.
Yeah. So for the holding midfielder, again, we've both disagreed here. So you've gone for Declan Rice. Do you want to put your case forward for why he gets in the team?
He's had a great season. He's become very consistent. He's a leader. He's one of the reasons why West Ham are where they are. That's very simple. And to me, he'll start for England. He's a great player. Have I always been the biggest fan? No, but he's, when a lot of players get bummed and overrated early on, well, he got that, but he's gone from that and he's actually become a genuinely great player. So to me, he's been the best defensive centre mid in the league. Rodri's great, but Rodri sort of just plays for Man City. It's like I could play centre mid for Man City and look good. You know what I mean? So to me, I thought he was an obvious choice, but we'll go to your pick now. You picked N'Golo Kante. So reason why?
So I went for him. He doesn't really get noticed when he plays. Does a lot of the dirty work. Declan Rice, if West Ham win and he does sort of one good pass, he'll get a mention. N'Golo Kante could do a dozen things during a game and it will just get sort of washed over. No one will notice it. But if you ask players that play with him, they'd much prefer to play with him in the team than without the team. And if you look at sort of like appearances when he's not been playing, when he has played, the sort of goals conceded ratio is a lot better when he's on the pitch. So I think he just gives that little layer. You've got a lot of attacking players, especially in this dream team. You're going to need someone to sit in there and do the donkey work. And I think he's probably one of the best in the league at doing that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Obviously, the third player, I know you're going to want to introduce it, but the third player in that midfield, I believe we have the same. Is that correct, Phil?
Yeah, so we've both put Bruno Fernandes in. Obviously, he's like a dream team stats machine this year. Goals, assists. I know a lot of them are from sort of dead ball situations, and a lot of it was before Christmas, but he's up there in all categories at the moment. So it's made Man United better as well. And I think he deservedly gets in the team this year. I think he's got a ceiling. Might see a bit of a quiet patch sort of maybe next season, but for this year, I think he's done the business.
Bruno Fernandes. He's a good player, but to me, he's very edge of overrated team because he is not as good as what you like Man United fans and a lot of people make him out to be. Goes missing in big games. But with that said, had a good season, scored a lot of goals. Man United are a better team with him at the moment, so I can't deny that. Will he be in the team next year? Hardly doubt it. Is he better than Kevin De Bruyne? Get off the crack.
Right. So front three, I think it was quite an obvious front three. Both picked the same players, so we'll run through them all quickly. So first of all, bit of an obvious choice. He's top goal scorer, most assists. Kane, doing the business like he has for the last 2 or 3 seasons. Don't think he can not be in the team of the year.
Well, 4 or 5. He's one of the best strikers in the world. I'd say he is. He plays in the best league in the world for an average team who are apparently a big club. They're not a big club. Portsmouth have had more FA Cup finals in the last 28 years than Tottenham. Shut the fuck up. Apologies for the swearing. Harry Kane's quality. Deserves to be in the team. I love him. And he's just a different type of animal when he gets to scoring goals. And he'll continue to do that. And he deserves to be in the striker position for this team.
Obviously, out there with him, Mr. Mohamed Salah. He's been a Player of the Year candidate, Dream Team candidate for the last sort of 3 seasons, hasn't he? So no surprise to see him up there scoring the goals again. I think there's a bit about him, like a bit of a selfishness, bit of a, I don't know if the transfer thing's affecting him, like he wants that big move. Like he doesn't really pass to Mane anymore when they're in better positions. But what he's there to do, I suppose, get goals, get a few assists, win games. He's putting the ball in the back of the net, so he's not going to care like what me and you think. But I think he deserves to be in the team, but there's a danger he can slip out of this top 3.
I completely disagree with you. I think that's very harsh with you. I think Mohamed Salah is one of the most underrated players in the world. I think he doesn't get enough credit. I think he's got pace, he's got power, he's got finish. He's a leader. He's got that extra gear. He scores goals every year, gets written off every year. To me, I think he gets a lot of hard crap. And you said he wants that big move. He already plays for Liverpool. Liverpool just as good as Real Madrid. So, yeah, everyone's entitled to opinion. I have to disagree with you there. I think Salah's a quality player. He deserves to be in the team.
Do you think he'll be there next year?
No.
There you go. Right, and then completing the lineup, Mr. Song from Tottenham. A lot of people overlooking, but if you took Harry Kane away, he'd probably be the best player in most of the teams in the league, say other than Liverpool, Man City. He'd be the best player on the pitch from what he's done this year. Right up there with the goals, right up there with the assists as well.
He's a great player. And just so you're clear, I don't just pick on Tottenham players. He deserves to get the credit. He deserves it because he is a world-class player. He's top player, and he's got everything in his game. He's got everything that you need in a winger. He can play up top. He can play a bit deeper. He can play number 10. He can finish. He can go behind. He can take the ball to his feet. And he plays fantastic with Kane. So, yeah, there's no doubt that them two and Salah should be the top 3.
Right. So we made our compromise earlier off screen. So we've gone... I'm going to drop Trent Alexander-Arnold. Luke Shaw's going to start. And we're going to have N'Golo Kante mopping up in the middle. So that's our team of the year up there now. What do you reckon? Done a good job?
It's a great team. I don't see many people disagreeing with that. I do think Kante will raise eyebrows because I don't think he's been playing all season. But when he has played, he's played fantastic. And he is a world-class.
He's only played 2 games less than Declan Rice.
Yeah, but Declan Rice has missed the last 5 games. You got to remember that.
And you still picked him.
Yeah, but he's missed the last 5 games.
Yeah. So,
but Kante started every single game.
Bar 4.
There you go. I win. I love
Kante. Do you reckon we'll make top 4 with that team?
Yeah, well, easily. Yeah. Look how many penalty takers we got there.
Right.
So there we go, guys. That's our team of the year. Let us know how you think we got on. And obviously, if there's anyone you think we've overlooked and missed out, please leave a comment in the comment section. We'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe here. We'll catch you on the next video.